What's up, guys? Your boys are back with another one. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers. Shout out to everybody out there rocking with the channel.
As always, make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you are artists and want to do a song or want us to react to one of your songs, make sure you check out the link in the description. We can definitely get you hooked up. All right, man, we're keeping it going, man. J. Cole, Golden Goose Freestyle. This is the next one on that mixtape project.
Let's get into it.
DJ Clue, to the storm, You know what?
Cold of truth, got they throw the nooses. Grip never letting up, though they hope.
I love this beat. Man. I just wanna point that out, man. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Black Rob, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Black Rob. This is off the Life Story album, I believe. Can I Live? It's got the locks on it and all that. I love this beat. This beat used to, back in the day, everybody freestyled on this beat, by the way. I think Jay did. I heard a few other people freestyle on this joint, but let's keep it going.
You know what?
Cold of truth, got they throw the nooses. Grip never letting up, though they hope it loosens. Nah, I'm on top, you can't knock me off my spot. Fuck yachts, I won't stop till the boat's a cruise ship. So the whole world knows who got the gold acoustics. Only then will I split like I co-produced it. A lot of rappers make dough and be prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion. Hop on every nigga.
Let's talk about it. I mean, this is what everybody's talking about,
Just
man.
the line here?
Yep.
The line here? Okay.
Yep. So, what do you say? A lot of rappers make dough, then they prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb dudes, so they sold to Lucian. You know what I'm saying? So Lucian Grange, head of UMG, you know what I'm saying? Universal Music Group. And so there's some debate on if he's talking about Drake here or if he's talking about Kendrick. Some people say Joey Badass. You know what I mean? Joey Badass, I think in an interview, expressed how he didn't like how Cole apologized, and I think in one of the freestyles, actually one of the songs, he was just like Joey or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he also talked about how he didn't like how Cole handled the apology as well. So is he talking about Joey Badass, Kendrick, Drake? Interesting. You know what I'm saying? So we know that we did the Port Antonio. We did the Port Antonio song, and on that song specifically, he went out of his way to say that him and Drake were good.
Mm-hmm.
He put that song out. Drake liked that song. I remember that was a thing that was sort of trending. Drake liked the song when it was on IG or whatever, Port Antonio, saying, so he's acknowledging that he liked it. So to my understanding, I thought shit was cool between Drake and Cole, but apparently, and this is what I heard yesterday, Maul from Rory and Maul's podcast, shout out to them, he has sort of a relationship with Drake and his team or whatever. So Maul was saying that Drake and Cole haven't spoken since the apology. He said that once Cole did the whole apology, I guess he spoke to Kendrick as well. He apologized to him publicly, but he also spoke to him privately. And I guess they said since that point, Drake and Cole haven't spoken. So now with that in the equation, because had Maul not said that, I would have been like, I don't think that this is towards Cole. I'm not even sure if I would have thought it was towards Kendrick, to be real. But since that, let's just go with the context that it could be Drake or Kendrick. Not that I think that, but this is what people are talking about. Now that makes it interesting that it's maybe even a possibility there. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have thought that. You know what I mean? So, just want to point that out. We here to chatter. Let's keep it going, though.
Dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion. Hop on every nigga song, abuse it. Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they golden gooses. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprit's 2-6, where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Roll Cola. Seen more beef than them folks at Roof Chris.
A lot of technical rap in here. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple punchlines in here, but again, this is more so just, again, it's more of a technical marvel than bar work here. In the bars that he does, and then the punches that he has, it's just okay. But he's technically rapping very well.
I'm still stuck on the narrative if he's talking about Drake and or Kendrick, for the universal distribution. But then as we listen to the song here, he said, if I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo of my shoes. So I don't know if we are going with that Drake narrative.
Then I wrote it?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know about the ghostwriting thing, so I don't know. I can kind of see how people start to connect the dots, You know,
you can see how they got there.
right? But I just don't know if that's true.
I mean, he also said a lot of rappers make dough, then they prone to lose it. Well, we know. I mean, we don't know. We can't see motherfuckers' bank accounts and shit like that. Looks like Drake's doing pretty well on that front. I mean, at least that's what it appears to be. So when we think of a lot of dudes make dough, but they prone to lose it. Well, Drake don't seem like he's losing much. I mean, he seems like he's gaining, if anything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So then again, that could have been for the prior bar, or just a general bar leading into this, and maybe he did start talking about Drake. We'll let the song play out, but we'll ponder on that, man. I've been seeing the discussions, and I'm just like, again, this could be towards Joey Badass. You know what I'm saying? Maybe who knows? Or it may not be any of them. Maybe it's just if the shoe fits type of thing. You know what I mean? Whoever. You know what I'm saying? This applies to. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. But if it applies, it's for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But let's
gotta think about it.
Yeah.
It does. I mean,
On my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they Golden Gooses. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprit's 2-6, where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Roll Cold. It seem more beef than them folks at Roof Chris. Teach a man how to fish, and the lesson is this: without a pole, you're useless. Catch my drift.
There we go. Now that's a punch. That's a punch.
oh man. So before we go to that line, how does the original line go? Right? You teach a man to fish. No, you give a man a fish. You feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish. He can feed himself for a lifetime. Right? Basically. But he flipped that whole saying, right, and turned it into a kind of a gun bar. But without that pole, you're useless, right? In certain situations, you know what I mean? In certain, areas of town and shit like that, if you don't have a gun, you might be a victim. You know what I'm saying? Is what he's saying. So you can't provide for your family. You know what I mean? Because
That's my drift.
Because you don't have the useful tools to do such.
Let's keep it going. That was a hard.
That was a hard line though.
Is this without a pole, you're useless. Catch my drift. I'm swift on my toes, you doofus. And that's why the hoes that choose this, they like, can I kick it? Like they roll for Q-tip. Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid or leave windows cracked. You been known that. I'm worldwide, these niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus and they pause is putrid. From poison of all different sorts they using. If the streams say you're winning while your tours is losing. When the math ain't math, then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathing. Don't get.
Okay. That's hard though. I like what he said right there. You know what I'm saying? You know what he say? They, if the streams say you winning, why your tours is losing? When the math ain't mathing, of course you're juicing. You know what I'm saying? That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image. It is not conducive to breathing. So again,
So going back to the
Drake and Kendrick thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going back to it like we've heard the chatter, right? We heard people thinking it's Drake or Kendrick, and quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know who he's talking to or who he could be referencing, or if it's even either one of those guys. I don't know. But let's kind of entertain what people have been saying, right? They're saying, okay, well, there was some chatter about Kendrick using bots, right? The whole case that Drake took UMG to court, saying that they overbotted Kendrick's, yada yada yada, right? So there's that, and then there's people are saying that maybe Drake used bots, right? There was that chatter regarding bots being used on Drake's side, and then they say, okay, well, your tours, if your streams, are winning while your tours losing. So there's a lot of rappers that do well on streams, but they can't sell tickets, right? I don't know whose tour he could be referencing. We know that Kendrick did just come off a tour, and it seemed to be it was a very successful tour. But maybe he knows some inside information about the tour, because I know that they were saying at certain dates, I don't know if this is true, but they were saying during certain tour dates, they were not showing certain angles of the stadiums and blocking it off and shit. So
to make it look full.
To make it look like it's full.
Yeah, like
maybe
it's
so
out.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed to be the numbers wise, what they're saying, that was an extremely successful tour regardless, it seems like. But maybe there's more information than what we know about that he knows that we don't know. So I don't know. Again, seems to me like it's not enough. It's not enough to just say he's talking about this person or that person.
So let's go with that for 1 second, right? Let's go with this narrative, right? Because after he said that, of course you're juicing, the math ain't math, and of course you're juicing. That means the bots are boosting. Cut the tough guy image. It's not conducive to you breathing. So is he talking? Who's the tough guy?
You can make an argument for if you're. All three of these motherfuckers are good guys. They're nice guys. They're not street guys, right? But they all three of them. I know J. Cole's probably the lesser of all of the evils. You know what I'm saying? Even J. Cole will have a gun bar here and there, right? I think he had.
He just had one.
Right, but we know we know that he's not on no street shit. We know Kendrick's not. Yes, Kendrick comes from Compton. Yes, he's probably affiliated on some level because of just being in that neighborhood. But Kendrick is a good kid, right? Like he's always been that. Kendrick's not putting no work in, and he's not a street dude. And we damn sure know that Drake is not on no real street shit. But Kendrick has had lines. You know what I'm saying? What did he say on Squabble Up? He was selling wolf tickets till we silenced him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He don't hit him. He got kids with him. My apologies.
Yeah.
Who hitting him? You ain't hitting him. You know what I'm saying? So no, you're not. So, but maybe his mans. You know what I'm saying? So, but just you talking street shit, and no one believes you a street dude. Same thing with Drake when you know what I'm saying, talking about his mans and mob ties and all that.
Yeah.
Like you're not really doing that.
Even Cole though, right?
just
My
said
dog
it.
like say the word.
Yeah, say the word. You know what I'm saying?
He put in so much, he got pension or some shit.
Right, put in so much work, he got a pension. You know what I'm saying? So they all have these lines. All three of them have these lines where they try to attach themselves to street shit, violence, violent bars or whatever. But we all know that they're not really on that. So it could apply to Drake. It could apply to Kendrick. Again, I'm still back to, I don't think anyone has enough to know who he's talking about. So I don't think these narratives on, he's definitely talking about Drake or he's definitely talking about Kendrick are based in anything that can be remotely proven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it yet. So.
And if we're taking Drake and Kendrick off the table, there's a slew of other rappers that this could apply to, right?
If
you know
the
what I'm
shoe
saying?
fits.
Like, because you could be killing it on streams, but then can you still tour it and do the same numbers?
Some people say it's Lil Baby. Lil Baby was a big deal, and it looks like I think Lil Baby canceled his tour if I'm not mistaken. So, but again, to your point, a lot it could just be his sort of, from a bird's eye view, his view of what's happening in hip hop. There's a lot of people that this applies to. There's a lot of people that's killing it on the streams, but then they can't sell out their tour. And that's something that Russ has been saying. Shout out to Russ.
Yeah, that's true.
For years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers talk shit about me and this and that. I'm the white dude and all that. But yeah, I'm selling out arenas, though.
They scream Russ like I play for the Seahawks.
Like I play for the Seahawks. Right. Yeah, ask these dudes that might have a little bit more cultural cachet, can they sell out arenas, though? So that's been a thing that's been happening for a very long time. So it doesn't mean it's, I think people are so desperate, they're so thirsty for the drama that they want. They want it. They want Cole to go to Kendrick and Drake, so they're manifesting that he's talking about them, possibly. But maybe he is, though. J. Cole has been very strategic with how he's talked about this. You know what I'm saying? So this the battle, or addressed the battle with Port Antonio, and then the joint we just did, Bronx Zoo, when he said they knocked me out of the top 3. So he's very aware of the chatter. So him saying certain things, he knows that this is going to spawn conversation. But let's keep it going.
Say you're winning while your tours is losing. When the math ain't math, then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathing. Don't gamble with your life, cause the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing. And I don't like those eyes, so I stay in my lane.
I'm gonna jump into this narrative of both feet now. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that this is who he's talking about, but I'm gonna go back to the Drake narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because right after the Cut the Tough Guy line, he said, don't gamble with your life because the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing. Right? I don't know. So let's go with the Drake narrative. Drake has been online gambling lots of money, right? We've seen that. I've seen that.
So don't gamble with your life? That's what you're saying?
I'm just going, like, if that's true.
Potentially.
If that's true, because, you got to be clear. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying shit. All I'm saying is I'm not saying shit. All I'm saying, the world is spreading this rumor that they could be talking about Drake. So going with that narrative, don't gamble with your life. I could see how that could be a piece that you kind of plug together, right? You know what I'm saying? Word to Mike Vick, your dogs might get shot for losing.
Okay.
I don't know if
Mike Vick played with the whole controversy with him.
Yeah, with the dog fight, he went to jail over the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
but
if the dog that you're fighting, which is an illegal activity, right? If they lose, you shoot them. They die, right? So I don't know if
For All the Dogs, let me add that too. Drake had an album called For All the Dogs, right? You know what I mean? He had some sexy songs for you, but right before Some Sexy Songs for You, For All the Dogs was his latest album. So is that
Right.
a reference to For All the Dogs?
Your dog might get shot for losing. So is he saying that For All the Dogs, that album was a L? That we know that ain't true.
Or he could be talking about losing the battle.
Could be talking about losing the battle.
But that's assuming that you think he lost the battle because he's been very. That's not me, you know.
Yeah, I know. I like it.
Because
That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing.
Because he ain't losing. But anyways, but you know, Cole, on Port Antonio was saying, you know, you have to use, you know, he mentioned bots to sway the whole thing, and people were speculating that he was talking about potentially, not saying that he meant this, that, you know, maybe, you know, potentially on Kendrick's side, bots were used and all these other things to kind of sort of make it seem like there was a, you know, things were going his way, right? By using bots and foreign agents and all these things to flood comments and all this other stuff, right? And juice numbers and things like that. So someone who says that and knows maybe behind the scenes what potentially could be going on, I don't know how you go from that. If assuming he meant that towards Kendrick and what Kendrick's label was doing, I don't know if that person would think that Homeboy lost the battle. You know what I'm saying? That's assuming that you think he lost. So I don't know.
I don't know either, man. I don't know. But that's interesting, though. You know what I mean? That he chose. Only reason why I said let's stop it is because it's interesting that Cole chose the gambling. These choice of words, don't gamble with your life. You know what I'm saying? And then word to Mike Vick, shoot your dog for losing or whatever the hell he said. That is interesting words with the tension in the air. You know what I mean? It's interesting to use those words. So that's why I'm like, you know, I kind of see where people could make that correlation.
I feel like if you're going into anything that J. Cole says, everyone's waiting for him to address the apology and anything associated with Kendrick and Drake, right? And just the big three, all of it. We're all waiting for it. So I think because everyone's waiting for it, it's almost like you put a whole bunch, what do they say? You put a whole bunch of random numbers on the paper and people can make something out of those random numbers.
Exactly.
Right? You can make those make sense. And I think that could potentially be what's going on
That's
here.
true.
People are trying to make something there. But it is interesting, though.
Yeah, it is
I will say that. Let's keep it going.
Then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathing. Don't gamble with your life, cause the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing. And I don't like those eyes, so I stay in my lane. Despite every bit of dirt thrown my way, there'll never be a stain on my name. That's why I walk around dolly as if ain't nothing changed. Without a chain on my frame, niggas can never know the pain of Jermaine. But I can't name a thing that I ain't overcame. I despise my celebrity, I ain't in the fame. Don't be silly, want the chili, similar to Usher Rain when he sang in the rain. Hey, money bring respect in this game. Ain't it a shame how them things interchange?
You know, he rapped well on that.
Yeah.
He rapped it well on that. Again, technical as ever, man. You know, he's got us pondering as we're, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm too busy in my head pondering on what he's talking about, who he's talking about.
Yes.
And it's hard to focus.
Yes,
you know what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
It is.
I'm like, what the fuck is he, who is he talking about? So, or is he talking about anyone, and is it just the shoe fits and whoever this applies to, maybe it applies to a shitload. It does apply to a lot of people.
It does. It really
in my
does.
opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't prove
Who got money and who don't.
who's
and
botting, who's
botting,
not.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this: being on YouTube and seeing how things work, you can buy comments on X. Yep, you can buy YouTube views. Yep, you can buy all these things. These things can be purchased. So we know that shit exists. You know what I'm saying? And streaming farms do exist.
Yep.
J. Cole said this shit years ago. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking about streaming, he's one of the first mainstream rappers I think mentioned streaming farms. So he's known about this. So that, I think, and this was before the beef.
And that's turning into big business too.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's uncommon.
And we know that there's been some, even with Billboard, there's been some, you know, some rule changes with Billboard. There's been Spotify has been purging a lot of streams, you know, because they can be faked. There's fraud associated with getting streams, you know, up on in Spotify. So we know we're seeing all these things happen in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember Billboard changing rules every week. And this is post-battle, by the way. So Billboard's changing rules. Spotify's purging streams. There's a lot of weird shit happening. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we know that you can buy tweets and boost tweet numbers up. So someone could say, fuck Kendrick, fuck Drake, and you can pay for that tweet to get boosted with 100,000 comments and shit like that. There's things you can do to control narratives
Yep.
and to steer narratives online. So interesting, you know what I mean? So okay, well, shout out to Cole on this one, man. I guess the debates and the mystery continues, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Before Maul said what he said, I would have thought that this was towards Kendrick. Just because the last we heard of J. Cole was saying, what did he say on Port Antonio? He said, they say I'm picking sides. Don't you lie on me. You know what I mean? Don't start another war. He said, hey, Drake, you'll always be my dude. You know what I mean? I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me. Fuck all the narratives. And then he says here, if that means I got to dig up dirt, pay the whole team of algorithm bot dudes just to sway the whole thing. Very interesting that he would say that in Port Antonio when that was Drake's whole claim. Drake's whole claim was that on Kendrick's side, Kojo and all them dudes was using bots, you know what I mean, to try to, to try to steer the narrative of the battle. So then for J. Cole to say that, if I got to do all that, I don't even want to get involved in that nonsense. If I got to do that corny shit and be, disingenuous and fake it, you know what I mean, and do fraudulent things, then to me it's not real. It should just be about the bars. So to go from you'll always be my dude, and if I gotta pay my whole team to dig up dirt and do all this gossipy nonsense to use bots, and Drake's whole thing is against bots and suing because of usage of bots. I don't know how you go from that to then having beef with Drake, but things change. But if I had to bet money, I'm not saying he's talking about Kendrick or Drake, but if he is talking, if it's a choice between Kendrick or Drake, I think it's more towards Kendrick than it is Drake. That's just where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong unless some shit changed. Maul's whole thing is that they haven't spoken since this point. So maybe some shit happened behind the scenes that we don't know about, and things have changed. And if that's the case, boy, great promotion, man, for the fall off, man. Very excited about this album. I know everybody is. So we'll keep the Birthday Blizzard mixtape going. Shout out to everybody that watched the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas. We out.